I often hear people complaining that the modern financial system is built in such a way that it makes the rich richer and the poor poorer, and that's basically the biggest problem that humanity is facing. If only we could change the system and make it fair for everyone, then everybody will have an equal chance and no one will suffer from poverty. But if you just take a look at the statistics, you will realize that most millionaires are self-made. These are the same people who once were in the category of the poor or the middle class. But instead, like the rest of the poor complaining about how these rich people are making their money out of fraud and it's better to stay poor and many other ridiculous complaints that absolutely doesn't make sense, they instead chose to leave that behind and start working to reach the ranks of the millionaires. And that's probably one of the biggest differences between the rich and the poor. Yes, of course, there are people who are millionaires because they are born in specific families, but you sitting there and complaining about that won't make you rich. So the first idea here is that rich people focus on opportunities instead of complaining. Now, the second point I want to talk about here is that this huge difference in the mentality between the rich and the poor. And what I mean with the poor is everyone with lots of financial difficulties, which includes the middle class as well. Poor people usually have this perspective that I need to work here, get the money, and then spend it on whatever I need. So each time you find them saving money for a car, a new iPhone maybe, or even maybe a house. First you save for the first one, then once you get it, then you have to save for the next one, and then it keeps going on like that. Even if you walk to him and handle him $100,000, he would probably spend it in the same way, and then he will go back to as he was before. But a rich person wouldn't do that at all. Instead of working to get the money, he will make the money work for him. Instead of buying another car to brag in front of his friends, he will invest it so that it keeps increasing constantly. That's why you find the rich always getting richer, because the more money they make, the more they invest instead of just spending it. And some of them have reached to a point where they can spend $1 million a day and it won't affect their income at all. So the second idea is here, instead of working for money, rich people make the money work for them. Probably one of the biggest differences between the rich and the poor is that poor people think that they already know everything. I've come across many people who were complaining how hard it is for them because they have so many bills to pay, but their earnings are not enough, especially those with kids. And the first question that I usually ask, what's the last book you have read in the financial education? And in 90% of the cases, the answer is none. And the reason usually is, I don't have time. I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but I think that's very stupid. Just imagine with me this situation. The door is locked and the keys are in another room. Instead of going to the other room and getting the keys, you choose to stay and complain about that the door is locked. Yes, of course, when it comes to books, they take more time to read and more time to implement, but the concept is same. The idea here is rich people constantly look for ways to improve, either by reading books or taking courses, whatever. Usually when I suggest to people that it's better to become an entrepreneur so that you can work for yourself and you can be independent instead of relying on a single paycheck that you're gonna get on the end of each month. The question that I usually get after that is that, what should I do to make money then? Here's a simple formula of making money. The more value you bring to people, the more money you are going to make. Just take an example of this video. The more value this video brings, the more views it's going to generate, and that will result to a more income. You can design an app, for example, which can bring value to people in a different way, maybe helping them to find locations. Of course, in order to bring value, you have to develop yourself to a certain level, and that requires a lot of time and discipline. For example, I've spent all my free time in college reading personal development books so that I can make these videos, and even now I have to spend dozens of hours writing scripts, recording, and animating. So the last idea here is that instead of focusing on making money, rich people focus on bringing value. If you guys have enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to this channel, and thanks for watching.